Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Stasis, where I don't really have an idea what to do next yet, but I did discover this. There is a polished metal plaque here, engraved with the slogan, "Gardening, just another day at the plant." This is the kind of thing that the Kane Corporation should really be cracking down on. I was just doing the standard sort of sweep the screen with my cursor maneuver, the pixel hunt, and I discovered this, and I wanted to make sure I grabbed it on camera. So it's just a plaque with a slogan on it. I mean, it's a big heavy metal thing. Maybe we can bludgeon the queen with it. Actually, I wonder, can I use the queen's milk on the queen to make the queen more docile?
It doesn't work like that.
Nope, absolutely not. I double-clicked. I was like, run over there and do that. With the first click, he told me, no, we shouldn't do that, it won't work. And then with the second click, he ran over and got it. So that's that's on me. That was not the ideal way to enter that command. What about bludgeoning?
I can try to make it fit, but it may break.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Huh. Have I tried pouring... Hold on. I wonder if we can, like, use this oxygen collection tank as basically like a low-rent vaporizer. What if I just pour the queen's milk into the one that is emitting the oxygen?
This will fit.
No, that doesn't work either. Alright. Just really quickly making sure that I have not missed any interactable stuff. It's just tree. Also, thick vine, not exactly tree. Tree-like. Tree adjacent, one might say. Trying to touch this tank is what got me killed, right? So we can't walk even this far into the room, I think. These young plants are massively overgrown, overflowing their growth chambers in a desperate attempt to reach the continuously burning hydroponic lights. Man, plants are really bizarre. Like, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about them. In no small part because I try very hard not to go outside. But, yeah, when you really think about it, the way they work, plants are truly bizarre. Okay, I'm going to just verify. Okay, yes, we cannot reach that. Well, I gotta tell you, I am less than sure what to do. Can I use... You wouldn't be able to use the metal plaque to form a patch for the glass, because the metal plaque is a flat plane, obviously. And the cracked glass is round. Is a round surface.
This isn't gonna work.
Yeah. Can I use it to... I don't know what this would
I
do.
think that would break.
Yeah.
I think that'll just break it.
That makes sense. What if the problem is that there isn't enough of it? Okay, it did let me do that, which is fine, I guess. No controls, no interactables. Feeling a tiny bit at a loss here. Wait, is this... Okay, it is just the bug room. I thought for a second that this might be referring to, like, this space under here. Like, maybe we could crawl under there and it's another spot to access, but it's just a weirdly placed exit grid. Alright, well, let's go get some more milk. Feels like we ought to be holding the item if we can be holding the item, right? Oh. So I definitely can't just like walk into this little alcove. I feel like if I could walk around behind the queen, that'd be really useful.
I can't see it working like that.
Y'all, my kingdom for like a bullet. Just a single bullet would be good enough. Alright, well, let me just scan through these entries again. Okay, promoted you on the spot, personally responsible for the queen. Everybody else gets bit, but you don't get bit when interacting with the queen. Why is that? Temperamental, fiery lady. When she's milked, she's rather docile. I'm sure I heard her purring. That's the only way I can describe it. So, like, if we could get the milking machine to stay on, then... I mean, what? Then I could walk over and pet her? Would that be a useful thing to do? I'm still the only person who can get close without being bitten. Well, she's certainly not biting at this point, but maybe she's, you know, not been fed in a long time at this point. And then after this, you don't actually talk about the queen anymore, right? Yeah. Ah, bloody hell. Wait, no. Queen's environment has been disturbed. Violent tendencies are more pronounced. So the milking makes her docile. We can't actually collect the milk. I mean, whatever. I'll just grab it. Just to get rid of the thing. Okay, I have a thought. I'm not going to be very happy if this turns out to be right. This would not be the first adventure game to do one of these things, but I always hate it. I think what we're supposed to do is try to interact with her when she has the happy face above her head. Because the milking makes her docile, and when we milk her, it produces the happy face. But I don't know what, like, to what end. What the fuck did I... You rip off her forelimb. Why would that be the thing? So, like, you can cobble together from the stuff you see there the idea that there is a safe window for interacting with the queen. But the idea that you should interact with the queen is very much like, well, there's nothing else in the area to do, so why don't we try it? You are not given any indication that, like, that's what's going to happen when you interact, nor do I even know why I would want to do that. Like, what the fuck is this for? It's just like, okay, yes, I hear you. I'm just saying there's a real dearth of, like what's the word here? Motivation. There's a real dearth of motivation in this area. It does feel like we're kind of just doing random things because of the fact that due to the structure of it as an adventure game, any verb we can do, we must do. But I don't really like that as a motivation, as like a compelling, yeah, you know. Can I use it on this stuff? Fuck did that do? The sap wells up as you pierce the amber deposit, and it slowly spreads across the floor like honey. It's pungent and sweet, and I don't really have a thing to carry it in. But I also don't need a thing to carry it in. Okay, well this has got to be... This has got to be the thing for patching the hole, right?
I don't think this will fit.
Well, I guess we were told the queen's milk probably has adhesive properties.
I can't see it working like that.
Does that not work either? Okay, well that's problematic because that means I don't have a use for this. Now we have this thing, but I know not what for. I really thought it was going to be for patching the hole in the tank. Can it be used on this?
I can try to make it fit, but it may break.
I was wondering if we could create like a situation where we block the valve and then we let it overpressurize and explode or something. So we have an apparently useless empty handgun, an apparently useless destroyed PDT, an apparently useless metal plaque, some apparently useless tree sap, and some queen's milk, which is the only thing that we do have an idea of what to do with, but we can't do it until we figure out how to fix this problem. It's a little awkward.
Probably not a good idea.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I'd tried that in both directions.
Probably not a good idea.
Wondering if I could use this as like a skeleton for, you know, sticking together a few globs of this stuff.
This isn't gonna work.
All right, desperation time.
That's just crazy. Although, no.
What if I filled the gun with tree sap and then shot tree sap at the bugs?
Break it.
What do you mean metal plaque with sap? I'm sorry, maybe I've been awake too long. What the fuck is that? Fucking, I don't know, gun with queen's milk. Is this how you're supposed to repair the breach? Oh, fucking, you are kidding me. But it's a flat plane across a curved surface. Did that work? Does this work now? This fucking game. Alright. Listen, Bone Totem's good. Bone Totem's good. I have to say, this is going to sound worse than I mean it to sound. It's going to sound more like a sort of a backhanded compliment or a veiled insult or something. But I really mean this in the most totally complimentary way. I'm actually going to tab out of the game for a second and go look up what are the dates of these games. So Stasis came out in 2015. It was primarily, not entirely, but obviously like a very large portion of it is made by these two brothers, right? The Brotherhood is literally two guys who are brothers. Bone Totem was largely made by the same people. I mean, those of you who saw the credits, you know, there's not a ton of names. was released in 2023, so it's a pretty significant gap in time. But like, the difference between the two things is so like, holy hell, they got better at making games in that time. It is such an improvement. It's actually very, very impressive, because it's not just like, it's the plot, it's the puzzle design, it's the sensibility of the puzzle design, it's every element of the aesthetic presentation. It is the, you know, like even the way that animations don't really link in this game, and they play sort of clumsily next to each other and kind of desynced. Like, really every part of it is such a big move. Fucking good on them. That's really impressive. So now that we have this vaporized stuff, can I just put it in the oxygen collection tank that is spraying? No. Can I just spray it? Does it work like this? Yeah, just fucking throw it at him. Why not? Okay, cool. Oh. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't do the thing. Okay, so how do we make it do the thing more? Was the entry on this computer? The insects. Right, the guards, the insects are upset because of the queen, or because the guards, you think. That doesn't really seem likely to me. I'm trying to find the entry where it talks about how they are affected by the queen's milk. Queen's aggressive. Maybe it's not even in this log, because I do not remember exactly where it was. Bug eggs failed to hatch. Production of the Queen's Royal Jelly has slowed exponentially. Yeah, because somewhere there was somebody talked about how the royal jelly calms the insects, and as such, they need a lot of it. I don't remember where. I'm pretty sure that's a thing we know. We just have to figure out how to apply this correctly. So it says the tank is collecting oxygen, but we definitely messed with the valve and made it start putting out oxygen, didn't we? I thought this would be the way we were going to like introduce this stuff into the air. Maybe I need to like throw it at one of the fans? Can I do that? Oh. Oh, the bugs are drawn to it immediately, so they go into the fan. I was thinking about just spreading it through the room so they would calm down. But yeah, that seems fine, actually. That works real well.
Oxygen levels increasing to dangerous levels.
Why am I even doing this? Again, it's just sort of like any verb you can do, you must do. Can I get up here? Probably, I'd have to like figure out a way around. I guess I'm gonna open up the other tank. And then we'll just proceed through the room.
The fire hazard.
Cool.
CSEC has been notified.
army ship. Green, full, natural.
Okay, more corpses, of course. A body engulfed in vines. The vines surround this body so completely you're surprised when you notice it still draws breath. Unconscious, this soul must have been resting here for a while, unless the vines grew incredibly quickly, which honestly they may have, right? What did you have? You have an emergency flare. Okay, so if we can get up onto the observation deck, we light the flare, throw it down from there, and we just burn the shit out of all the plant life. Or maybe we'd be better off just trying to burn the plants that are in the elevator shaft. Yeah, probably, right? It doesn't seem like there's any way up onto the observation platform for me. So yeah, I guess we just run through. I mean, if I start a fire in here, it is going to spread. Now I need to, like, select a thing to use it on. Shoot. Alright. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a way up on that screen, because it sure would seem to me like you would want to throw it down from up there. But there's just not a lot of interactables on this screen. Okay, if I just click over here. Oh, I see. I was really misreading the shape of that. I thought this was like the edge of an upper platform again. Like this area was a platform we were seeing that was overhanging the lower area that we were on. That's just a weird perspective problem. Okay. Eleanor Way, who is moving around because she's either because she's alive and moving around, or because, you know, the things within her are moving her. So that's fun. That's a fun thing to be looking at. This fan spins bravely on. You go get him, little fan. Algae has left scum over the surface of the water of this stagnant pool. Over here we got some corpses, you know. I mean, should I actually go over there? She is covered in bugs. I am definitely a little worried about that. It doesn't seem like we have yeah, there's not another screen transfer, so
Oh, God.
alright, this might kill us, but
I could get you out. I could cut you free.
well, I mean, the flare might do it. Right? It's certainly not what I thought we were going to end up using that flare for, but
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you end this. But you need to help me first.
little mercenary there, John.
I don't need you to leave. I need you to crack this flare. The oxygen will ignite. Then you will die.
Well,
Extreme external temperatures detected. Plug suit has regulated body temperature to benchmark level.
The fire systems just went haywire over here, John. What did you do?
I cleared the vines.
With a flamethrower?
Something like that.
Fire in Oxygen Gardens 1, 3, 5, 6, 9. Fire in Oxygen Gardens 2, 7, 8.
somehow 4 has been spared.
Fire suppression system activated. Warning. Fire suppression system compromised. Warning.
Shit. Oxygen production has been compromised. Are the biomes still intact? Oh, God, please don't say you burned them out.
Just the one on this level.
It's caused a chain reaction, John. They're all going up. We have a time limit now. Hours at most.
Get my daughter right now.
Yeah, starting a huge fire in space, definitely a hugely bad plan. Like, really can't overstate what a bad plan that was. And then we're going to use an elevator in an emergency fire situation. Because I feel like we should just stack the plans on top of one another, right? We're already so deep and stupid. How could it possibly get worse?
What have you done?
Listen to me.
Fire cleanses. Mr. Maracheck, I'm gonna make sure you burn for what you and your friends have done to me. To my own!
Oh, that's fair.
Please. I have nothing to do with this.
You won't get much further. Goodbye.
Where is she, Tia? Where is Rebecca?
She's in the containment area at the other end of Seed.
Okay. I mean, listen, y'all, adjust for your level of horror stuff involving kids based on what you think is going to happen here. I don't know what we're going to find or what the situation's going to be, but given what we've seen so far, I'm imagining it could be pretty upsetting.
Looks like this place is being expanded.
Seed was always expanding. That place scares me.
Oh.
Thanks.
Sorry.
A high-temperature slug gun. Interesting. That seems like that could be real useful. The floodlight illuminates the work area efficiently, giving off much-needed heat. So I guess it's cold down here. There is a closed power cell housing. Okay, I definitely don't seem to have whatever it would take to open that. Some loose hanging wires. Dangling wires resemble nooses. No. No, they don't. That's not what nooses look like. I don't want to be like arguing with the descriptive text, but that's just not actually right.
Warning. Halo thing hepatotoxicity is at an elevated level.
Huh. Oh. Alright. Well, there's that robot. So it goes down to the end of that thing and turns around. And if it sees you, you die instantly.
Rebecca.
Oh, are we really doing this? Come on.
Looks like this place is being expanded.
Seed was always expanding. That place scares me.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wish I could do something about the audio mix. But if I turn the audio up so we can hear the voices better, the music is going to be crazy loud sometimes, and also the noises for the jump scares are just they're going to do actual physical harm. And if we turn it down so the music's not horribly loud, then we'll never be able to hear anything Taya says. So. Okay, I need to be elsewhere by the time this thing turns around.
No words. I can't even.
What do you see?
What kind of a monster would do this? These women, these poor women. This is torture. This is
Science.
Well. Seated in the chair is a woman in her mid-30s, head shaved, limbs atrophied, tumescent in pregnancy. She's connected to a machine that feeds and sedates her. This one's trying to communicate, but her words are little more than slurred vowels. Her throat is dry, and she's clearly extremely weak. You remember seeing Renaissance-era sculptures of nuns in Holy Communion, their eyes rolled back, bodies contorted in ecstatic agony. There's a hint of that expression across this unconscious woman's face. Okay. A fine mist sprays down, anointing the bodies of the women below. Boy, they really want us to see something religious in the imagery here. I watch a lot of horror media. I engage with a lot of horror media. I play horror games. I read horror comics, you know. And I don't want to be like... I'm not a person who generally thinks that there should be stuff that's like off limits, but for reasons I'm having a hard time putting into words, I find this very distasteful. I'm just having a bad reaction to it, I guess. A portable defibrillator. Okay.
Defibrillator. And it looks like it's fully charged.
And here we have a bloated fetus. The thing inside the incubator is anathema to nature. The poor creature should not exist, and what life it shows is reluctant and painful. Yeah, this is heavy. This is pressing my buttons a little bit. Project Seed Revised Version 6. Update by Dr. G. Milan, Kane Corporation, all rights reserved. For the eyes of the Kane Board of Directors only. Seed is an attempt to create the ultimate super soldier, of course it is, by, in simple terms, activating junk strands of human DNA. Over the years, the human genome has shed or made dormant certain strands of its own DNA sequence for various evolutionary reasons. Professor Salam Garand observed that certain dormant parts of these genes were not so much junk as they were potential, that is, genetic information contained and completely sublimated by a dominant gene. Professor Garand engineered an early life form based on this original theory by introducing these identified genetic strands in the early stages of embryo formation. The initial concept was intriguing, but his ultimate result was a group of uncontrollable animalistic creatures. Version 6 of this proposal is to update these same dormant genes into the human makeup by use of genetic splicing, thereby introducing desirable physical and mental characteristics over a generation to produce fast-learning, hard-to-kill, and utterly ruthless soldiers. Cool. That's, yep, cool. Observation report 0001. Her vital signs are steady, certain hormonal levels are extremely high, but I'm countering this with the judicious administration of depressants in each case. Survival chances very high. She is young, healthy, and there are no signs of any infections or complications capable of disrupting the birth. Recommendations: keep under observation, prepare for phase 1 treatment. Report 2. This subject, despite her promising early progress, appears to be failing. Supposition is that she cannot withstand the foreign genetic structure that is being fused into her body. Typical signs of rejection are being displayed. Recommendations: observe for an additional 24 hours. If there are no signs of improvement, then termination and disposal of the patient is recommended. Report 3. This subject is progressing well as being aesthetically attractive. She has all of the other genetic traits required. Initial concerns about her suitability, voiced by Dr. Milan, chiefly due to the number of her sexual partners, have been proven unfounded. She will be a perfect carrier. The hybrid DNA is fusing to my satisfaction. Apart from a small amount of pain, her body appears to be coping with the adjustments. I have prescribed her a steady dose of anesthetic to keep her subdued and comfortable. Hybrid subject number 302. Since delivery, hybrid subject 302 has been kept inside an incubator. Due to its respiratory distress, assisted breathing is required. Cardiac arrest has occurred, and the use of automated external defibrillators has been required to revive the child. I deduce that the conditions and sickliness are due to the late molecular bonding between hybrid and host DNA in the mother. A weak nervous system is also highly likely in this case, but the subject's regenerative abilities can be stimulated with steroids. Conclusion: the child is weak but will survive. The mother is suitable for continued breeding. So, like, obviously you're supposed to find all this horrifying, right? This is the intended effect. And the villain here is the Kane Corporation, which is to say capitalism, which in a sense does do this to people. And like, I get what they're doing and I acknowledge its effectiveness. I don't think that they're like advocating that this is like a cool rad thing that's happening or anything, but there are certain kinds of, you can make choices, especially in horror. I think you see a lot of this where the sort of like the shock of it, like the intentional edginess of it kind of shakes the person who's experiencing your media loose. It's sort of like, it's no longer, it's so absurdly awful that it's difficult to even perceive it as a thing that's happening within the story, and it becomes, for the player, a choice that the developer made to show me something that they thought would really upset me. And I think that's the level I'm having trouble sort of getting past with this. It's not that like it's too, there's some subjects you shouldn't touch, but like this has the, I don't know, with everything else that's happened and some other stuff related to motherhood and the and just sort of the general presentation of it and the suddenness of it and everything, it just feels a little bit like, it feels a little bit like being nudged in the ribs by the developer while they're going, that's pretty fucked up, right? Don't you? Isn't that fucked up? I don't know. Okay, so here's a bunch of hybrid fetuses. We're going to just try to like get through this as quickly as possible. There's a power cell down here. Can I pull it? This thing is turned to the side on this one, but no, I cannot pull it. An organic pulsating fluid sac holds the fetus. An external placenta. There's something noticeably peculiar about this artificial placenta. On closer inspection, there are tiny ragged apertures across its surface, almost as if it's been eaten at from within. Okay, there's a lot of descriptive text here. We are not going to read it all. It's bad. And see, like, they're even going, look at the horror. Look at all this horror. Yeah, no, I fucking get it. Thanks, guys. Alright, let's hope we don't have to come back in here. Let's check out the mutagen laboratory. See, like, this bothers me in a much different way. Like, this is upsetting, but it doesn't, like, shake me loose. It might be entirely that I just have some particular hang-ups with that kind of, like, motherhood is torture imagery. I don't know. I'm not trying to say anything about it's invalid or anything. I was just trying to elucidate the particular effect it was having on me and why I was not maybe interested in engaging with all the text in that room. Yeah. Anyway. Dr. Clifford Backman. I don't think we know this name. January 16th. They said I'd never make it to 60. Ha! 85, you fuckers. Old and still cooking with gas. 3 bastard kids and I outlived them all. It's a hell of a thing to be excited about. Okay, so I was young when I had them. Those girls never even knew I was the father, of course. I had to switch the DNA samples. They didn't know the little shits were mine. I'm too old now for all that, but you never completely lose your eye for the ladies. And there is a lot of, like, there's a lot of sexism here being used. Again, not because the developers are cool with it, but like the horror of sexism stuff, right? That also I could just give me some gore, damn it. I might have false teeth, Dr. Milan, but I'm no moron. For the good of humanity, I'm a sociopath and alleged rapist of women. Just fucking... But your little speech to the crew was less sincere than anything I could say with a straight face. At least you know how to turn a blind eye whenever I have to get rid of troublesome subjects, right, Milan? The new gas for the chambers is working splendidly. An improved kill rate of 60% on the old formula. I watch those poor fuckers writhe and die. We have a viewing window now, just so we can make sure it's done. If I were a moral man, I'd call it perverse. It's lucky for Project Seed that I couldn't give a shit. I thrive when I don't have to answer to everyone with a conscience. What is going on with the writing all of a sudden? Did they just, like... It is as though they brought on, like, a 12-year-old and said, just write your idea of what's cool and fucked up. This is bizarre. I think, like, there's an element, like... The fact that I am relatively unfazed by, like, the queen devouring us and you know, destroying our body or whatever, but then, like, I see this alleged rapist of women stuff, and I, like, instinctively, I want to, like, shout at the game. I think part of it is that when the horror is more exaggerated or more extreme, when the elements of it are more exaggerated or more extreme, it gives it a sort of a distance. But when you're talking about women being tortured through forced birth and, like, a guy who just loves rape, these are things that have actually happened. These are things that happen. These are things that happen, like, and there's a large social movement in our country trying to make sure they happen more often, and some of them have happened to people in my life, and it's a very different experience. You know, maybe I would think that some of the other horror stuff that I like was less rad if I had any friends who were trapped in a house with a chainsaw-wielding maniac. But that, you know, that is, like, I have enough distance from that for it to be largely abstract. I don't know. Maybe that's part of why some of this stuff is pinging me so much more directly. This will not do. Not at all. I need more subjects. The rejection ratio of the DNA splicing is stratospheric, so not only do I need more bodies, but I need better ones. They bring me imports and strays, but the best results are achieved with crew members. One cannot prey too often on those, of course, no matter the need. My chosen ones were always those who wouldn't be missed. The furnaces are inadequate for my disposal requirements. I'm told they're so hot they could destroy dark matter. They seem slow to respond when burning flesh, though, and the smell is hardly pleasant either. It reminds me of that injured dog. Okay. Alright, yep, okay. Just gonna skim these. I get it. You're a bad, evil man. You do bad, evil things. For real, the quality of the writing and, like, design in this area has just gone to hell. And the robot who, like, immediately shoots you if you don't move, and I don't know. I wonder if we're getting close to the end of the game, just because it seems to have, like, we seem to have hit the area where they didn't bother to do a second pass on anything. Alright, woke up in the emergency room. Not ready to be replaced by a new species. Okay. It's an entry on January 3rd. Okay. Just throwing a big fit, but obviously ain't doing so hot. Even if this isn't actually him, and I think it is, you know, it's bad. It's bad in here. This is a place where bad things are happening. This appalling distended creature appears to be a hybrid, although of what is unknown. It is not completely human, that much is absolutely certain. Two bodies conjoined at the head share one brain. Doesn't seem that the brain is up to the task of coordinating movement between the two bodies. Yeah, okay. So, lots of power cells in the floor.
This
They all have these particular
It's
locks.
not on Earth. People can't see it, so they don't care.
What if they knew?
So what?
Also, you know, historically, somewhere between like a quarter and a third of people probably would be fine with it. So that's fun. Alright, let's interact with these
If
terminals.
they were more open, this wouldn't happen.
Open to who? The people? Governments?
Other corporations.
At what cost?
A bit of our humanity, I suppose.
The fuck are you two talking? Okay. Hybrid reject 604. Okay. Hold on. I clicked on that and it closed the terminal and I couldn't reopen it. Report by Dr. C. Williams. During the autopsy of Hybrid 604, there were signs of renal failure. Kidneys were unable to process the amino acids required for the breakdown of nutrients. Damage to the liver, stomach, and intestines show degenerative patterns. It is possible the report of the mother giving birth 3 months prior was an error. Further reports regarding the failure of mutagenic compounds will be finalized later. Okay. Subject died during birth. Okay. None of this stuff seems to be all that interesting or useful. Can I take this slug gun operator's manual? Because I don't know how to work the gun. Okay, no. There's a liquid nitrogen canister down here. Okay. So I don't know how it is that we're going to get access to these power cells. High density energy storage and remote wireless charging. I'm wondering if we're going to encounter a key of some kind that, you know, fits this. Some sort of, omega-shaped key, or if maybe I'm going to have to figure out a different methodology.
I don't think this will fit.
Okay. You know, freeze it, smash it. It's pretty classic. What else are we going to use this empty handgun for? I'm certainly not going to get to shoot anybody. Alright. You know? Oh, okay, walk into the lane and the thing just turns around and shoots you instantly. Problematic.
Shit. Where is Rebecca?
She's in the containment area at the other end.
Are you fucking kidding? Okay. Why would that be where it... Okay. We can at least skip some of the dialogue. Did we pick up much that we need? Obviously there was the methane, or the liquid nitrogen.
Allow this.
This is the purpose of the group link. It's not on Earth.
Oh, the defibrillator, right.
You can't see it.
Okay.
So they don't care.
What if they knew?
By the way, I can't access the menu when they're fucking talking. I have been a strong believer for a long time. This is the thing that really frustrates me in games. The amount of time that the player should not be able to access the escape menu should be as close to 0% as possible. Like, during loading screens I can get, but really there should be no other time. Oh, there's a stainless steel sink there.
The words. I can't even.
What do you see?
Nope, let me leave. Let me leave the room. Oh, God, they really love their dialogue.
This is torture. This is.
Science.
Okay, yes, we're all very impressed. Alright, let me create a save over here with the objects in our inventory. So that we can reload from this every time we get shot by the robot. Okay. It sounds like there's one of those creatures like actually in here. Alright, what is the deal with this sink? Where's the descriptive text? Okay. Presumably safe for the skin. Could be. Maybe. I'm gonna step in here and step back out just to reset the robot's position. Do I have anything that I would want to wash? Yeah, didn't quite make it back. Animation for turning on the sink was pretty long. Let me load. Okay, cool. I managed to get in there before they started talking. This sucks. It really sucks that their save load system just always reloads you at that point when you die. It's been so good about checkpointing us around deaths so far. Okay, do we have a thing that we would want to wash in a sink? Not really. We could step out into the hallway and try to slug gun the robot. I don't know how this thing actually works, but... Get him, John. Okay, the thing where John's default reaction in every situation is to walk very slowly to a random point in the room sucks a lot, and I wish he would stop it. React to things faster, Jonathan. Come on, open it. Could he move his arms and legs any slower than he currently is? Alright, let's try something else. Let's try waiting it out, I guess? I don't know for sure that this is even going to work. The fact that we're getting an animation at all makes me think it probably will. But let's just wait. We saw that if I'm standing all the way in the side door here, when this thing turns around, it doesn't shoot me automatically. So let's just wait for it to come up. Okay. Maybe I need to let it get a little further away. Ugh, and now I'm getting the hiccups. Great. Well, this has been a banner episode. Alright. Wait for it to come all the way back up. Wait for it to turn around. Then wait like a couple extra seconds. What did he even... What was that? He, like, took the gun out and held it by his side and then, like, pointed it at the ceiling and then... Ah, damn it. I didn't hit the button fast enough. Okay, well... the painful hiccups are definitely going to be an end of the episode because I definitely can't record like that. So, we were close to the end anyway. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. This area is... This area is bad, y'all, and I am not... Okay. When you come back next time, hopefully we'll get through it quickly, like I'm getting through this outro, and we'll see you then.